Alex expected a bug bounty reward, maybe $50,000, maybe a job offer. He didn't expect the Federal Bureau of Investigation to kick down his door at 4 a.m. He tried to save the bank. The bank decided to destroy him. San Francisco, 2024. The gold rush never ended. It just moved into the cloud. Meet Alex, 25 years old, a mid-level backend engineer at a logistics startup in Soma. Alex is what the industry calls a white hat, a good guy. He spends his nights on HackerOne looking for cracks in the digital walls of Fortune 500 companies. Not to steal, to report. He's not doing it for glory. He's doing it because his rent is $4,000 a month and his student loans are eating his paycheck alive. Then he found Velocipay, the darling of Silicon Valley, a fintech unicorn valued at $2 billion. Their slogan? Banking without borders. They promised instant fee-free transfers. They promised military-grade encryption. Alex was about to find out that military-grade is just a marketing term for we hope nobody looks too closely. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to Silicon Valley Confidential so you never miss the unfiltered reality of the industry. And tell us in the comments, which city or tech hub are you watching or operating from today? It was 2:15 on a Tuesday morning. The only light in the room was the harsh blue glow of VS Code. The air smelled like stale coffee and ozone. Alex was looking at the API calls, the digital conversations between his phone and Velocipay servers. He noticed something lazy. When Alex loaded his profile, the app sent a request to the server with his user ID, 10945. The server replied, "Here is your balance, Alex. You have $412. Simple, standard." But Alex got curious. He paused the data stream. He highlighted his ID number, 10945, and he changed the last digit to a 6. In the industry, we call this an IDOR, insecure direct object reference. It's a rookie mistake. It means the server isn't checking who is asking for the data. It's just handing it over to anyone who asks politely. Alex hit enter. The blood drained from Alex's face. He wasn't looking at his account anymore. He was looking at Sarah Jenkins, a stranger. He could see her address, her phone number, her transaction history. But surely he couldn't move the money? That would be insane. He tried to transfer. $5. He clicked confirm. The transfer went through. Alex froze. He wasn't just looking at a bug. He was holding the master key to a $2 billion bank. With a simple script, he could drain every single account in the database in under 10 minutes. This is the moment that separates the white hats from the black hats. Alex did the math in his head. He could write a script to siphon 10 cents from 1 million users. Nobody would notice. He could walk away with $100,000 by sunrise. He could pay off his loans. He could move to a bigger apartment. Velocipay would never know. Their logs were trash. But Alex was an engineer. He respected the system. And more importantly, he knew that on the other end of those account numbers were real people. He sat back down. He opened a new email draft. Subject line, critical vulnerability disclosure, urgent. He detailed everything. He explained the IDOR. He explained the risk. He offered to help them patch it. He checked the Velocipay bug bounty page. For a critical flaw like this, remote code execution and full database access, the standard payout was $50,000. He hit send. He went to sleep feeling like a hero. He didn't know it yet, but he had just signed his own arrest warrant. At Velocipay headquarters, the email didn't go to the engineering team. It went to legal. The General Counsel, a man named Marcus, saw the email. Marcus wore suits that cost more than Alex's car. He didn't see a helpful tip. He saw a liability. Velocipay was preparing for an IPO in 3 months. If the public found out their security was non-existent, the valuation would tank. They wouldn't just lose money. They would go to prison for negligence. Marcus had a choice. Fix the bug and pay the kid, or silence the kid and bury the bug. He chose option B. He called his contact at the local FBI field office. He didn't tell them. A researcher found a bug. He told them, "We are under active cyber attack. A hacker has breached our systems and is extorting us for money." 48 hours passed. Alex checked his inbox. Radio silence. He thought maybe they were busy fixing it. He didn't hear the van pull up outside. He didn't hear the tactical team stacking up in the hallway. He was just pouring almond milk into his coffee when the door exploded. On the ground. Hands. Hands. They didn't ask questions. They seized everything. His laptop, his desktop, his phone, his backup drives, even his Xbox. Alex was dragged out of his building in handcuffs, his neighbors watching from their doorways. In the back of the cruiser, he kept asking, "I reported it. I sent an email. Why are you doing this?" The agent in the front seat didn't even turn around. "Save it for the judge, kid." They charged him with violation of the CFAA, the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. Unauthorized access, wire fraud, extortion. Marcus, the lawyer, laid out the deal. You accessed data you weren't authorized to see. That is a federal crime. You moved money, $5, that wasn't yours. That is theft. Alex tried to explain the concept of a white hat. Marcus smiled. "There are no white hats, Alex. Just criminals we haven't caught yet. We're going to make an example of you. Unless..." The deal was simple. Sign a confession. Admit to being a malicious hacker. Go to prison for 5 years. If he fought it, they would bury him under legal fees for the next decade and put him away for 20. They took his bail money. They released him pending trial. But they kept his computers. Alex went home to an empty apartment. No tech, no money, no career. Velocipay made one critical mistake. They assumed Alex was just a script kiddie, an amateur. They didn't know that Alex had a dead man's switch. And they didn't know that before the FBI took his main rig, Alex had stashed a burner laptop under the floorboards of his closet. He wasn't going to prison for doing the right thing. If they wanted a hacker, he was going to give them a hacker. The FBI took his desktop. They took his MacBook. They even took his router. But they missed the burner. An 8-year-old ThinkPad running Tails OS, an operating system that forgets everything the moment you shut it down. Untraceable. Invisible. Alex sat on the floor, tethering the laptop to a neighbor's unsecured Wi-Fi. He had one shot. Marcus, the lawyer, thought he had silenced a kid. He didn't realize he had started a war. Alex knew that if he went to court now, it was his word against a $2 billion legal team. He would lose. He needed a weapon. He needed leverage. He needed to show the world exactly what Velocipay was trying to hide. He pulled up the terminal. He wasn't going to steal money this time. He was going to send a message. He found Marcus's account. He found the CEO's account. Using the same vulnerability they refused to fix, Alex gained full write access to the executive database. He could have deleted their money. He could have leaked their tax returns. Instead, he did something far more damaging. He wrote a script to change one specific data field on every executive profile. Update user_status. Set message equals "We are vulnerable," where role equals exec. He didn't take a dime. He simply changed the welcome message on their dashboard. He hit enter. 7 a.m. While the executives were driving their Teslas into the office, Alex dropped the bomb. He uploaded the video. The thread was simple. "I am the researcher who reported the Velocipay bug. They raided my house. They charged me with felonies. They refused to fix the hole. So here is the proof." The video showed Alex accessing the CEO's personal account in real time. It showed the balances. It showed the vulnerability. And then the kill shot. He published the full source code of the exploit on GitHub. He redacted the user data, but he left the door open. He essentially handed a loaded gun to every script kiddie on the internet and pointed it at Velocipay. The cybersecurity community is small, and they are vindictive. When they saw a fellow researcher get raided for doing the right thing, they didn't just retweet. They mobilized. Within an hour, major security firms were validating the bug. TechCrunch ran the headline: Velocipay raids whistleblower while leaving 5 million accounts exposed. The narrative shifted instantly. Alex wasn't the villain anymore. He was the martyr. Marcus tried to contain it. He issued a statement. This is a criminal attack. The user data is safe. But the internet works faster than PR. Users saw the video. They saw the CEO's account get hacked. And they asked the only question that matters in banking: is my money safe? The answer was no. By 10 a.m., the bank run began. 10,000 users tried to withdraw their funds at once. Then 50,000. Then 1 million. Velocipay's liquidity engines couldn't handle the volume. The app crashed. Error 503. Service unavailable. To the public, it looked like an exit scam. It looked like the money was gone. The panic spilled over to the markets. Velocipay's IPO valuation was slashed by 40% in 2 hours. Investors started calling. The board of directors started calling. They didn't want to hear about the criminal hacker anymore. They wanted to know why the app was dead and why the stock was bleeding out. By noon, the FBI agents who had raided Alex's house were getting a very different phone call from their superiors. The Bureau hates looking stupid, and raiding a whistleblower who just proved he was right publicly looks very stupid. The Justice Department realized that if they put Alex on trial, the discovery phase would reveal that Velocipay knew about the bug and ignored it. The charges were quietly dropped in the interest of justice. They returned his laptop. Marcus wasn't so lucky. The board needed a scapegoat. The General Counsel Marcus was fired for mishandling security protocols. The CEO was forced to resign a week later. Velocipay spent $20 million on emergency security audits and PR crisis management. The IPO was delayed indefinitely. As for Alex, he never got his $50,000 bounty, but a week later he got a job offer from a competitor. Title: Head of Offensive Security. Salary: double what he was making. He took the job. In Silicon Valley, arrogance is the most expensive vulnerability of all. Velocipay thought they could bully the truth into silence. They forgot the first rule of the internet. Information wants to be free. And if you try to lock it up, someone like Alex will always find the key. One last thing, quick quality check here. If you approve of this narration, drop a plus or a thumbs up in the comments. If not, let us know if we should switch it up for the next story. Thanks for watching.